What is up, everybody? Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, you beautiful people. It's Saturday, March 25th. We are almost done with March. Holy freaking smokes, that's wild. My gosh, time is absolutely flying by, which just means before you know it, we're gonna have PulseChain here. So make sure you got your plans ready, boys and girls, because now is not the time to be trying to figure it out. Now is the time to be trying to figure it out. Do not wait until PulseChain launches to try to put a plan together, because by then, it'll be too late, my friends. So, let's see what we got going on in the community. Let's see what we got going on with the hex price, what's happening, and what is happening overall everywhere. Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. Sorry for the late intro on this one. I had a busy day. We had the niece's birthday. We went and watched John Wick 4. My God, that movie freaking slammed, folks. I was such a fan of how it all went, but it looks like at this point in time, let's talk hex real quick. Let's see exactly what we got going on. So currently at this moment, we got the hex price sitting at 8.77 cents. We have the overall price of hex falling well within this parallel channel that we've drawn. It bounced a little bit outside of it. It came back down. It actually got as low at one point in time as 6.48 cents. I hope some of y'all were able to actually scoop up some of this dip right here. That was an incredible moment. And it happened fast. It got pushed back up and all the way back up to 8 cents. And even now it's sitting somewhere in the ballpark of about 8.6. So it seems we have the buy the rumor, sell the news event because of PulseChain launcher. Now, I don't know if there was some confusion, and even Richard Hart had to come through and say this himself. I think there was a little bit of confusion, people thinking that snapshot has already happened. Folks, snapshot for mainnet has not happened yet. It has not happened. When PulseChain goes live, that will be the snapshot. So if you're selling your hex right now because you think you've already made the play, you think you've already got it set, I got some news for you, man. That is incorrect. Please make sure to not get wrecked in this moment in time. I cannot see anyone selling hex at this point in time because you're getting a free copy whenever PulseChain launches, but people are going to take some profits, and I fully understand. And you also have the buy the rumor, sell the news event. People are seeing PulseChain Testnet V3 may not perform as well as they may think it should be. And so they're thinking that it's going to take a lot longer for Testnet to be here and for PulseChain to launch. So now they're planning this launch of May, June, July, later in the year. And they're making these plays trying to essentially play the game. So be careful not to get wrecked. Now is not the time to be trying to figure this out. Now is not the time to be trying to see what exactly is going to be going on. So again, you got some folks who are thinking, once again, we got early May, early June, late June, later the year, right? There's so many people that are still waiting, but I can see it happening any second, because when he decides he wants to launch it and it's ready to go, it's a turn on thing and we just launch it at that point in time. Now, I heard someone say this before on stream. I can't remember who. I think I was listening to RH Max, if I'm not mistaken, on his channel. But if I recall correctly, the RH Max was actually talking about how essentially, let me see if I can recall. RH Max was saying something about how he thinks that everything that we're seeing right now is only based on the user front-end experience. It has nothing to do with the actual underlying code underneath it. So the underlying code underneath it is good to go. We are just simply seeing a front-end user experience. So be careful thinking what you see on the front end is what you're getting on the underlying code. This is a dangerous game to be playing, but again, some folks are going to be playing it. So I wanted to share this once again because Richard Hart himself has said some people think they missed the PulseChain.com mainnet snapshot fork. They are wrong. It hasn't happened yet, right? Guys, that's coming from our man, Richard Hart. When he says something, that's just what you got to take it at. It's exactly like it is. Ethereum want to see free token copies. There's a new sack checkers, well, not sack checker, PRC20 token scanner. So you can actually scan through all of the items over here, and it'll see and show kind of all the tokens that you may already have inside your wallet. From my understanding, this isn't something I've had a chance to experience myself because I haven't connected my personal wallet to this that I actually have, or my wallet, should I say. But long story short, we got plenty of stuff going on right now. Oh my goodness, the wife sent a picture of the puppy, and he is adorable. So I hope everyone once again is having a fantastic day. I'm not exactly sure what this scan for your PulseChain tokens means, what it does, and I'm maybe just going to let it run, but currently I don't have any tokens inside this wallet, so it might not show anything, but it's looking through about 5,300 tokens, which if that stands correct, it means there probably is going to be about 5,300 tokens that come over. Or is that 5036? Yeah, it's 5036. So 5,000 tokens that are going to be coming over when PulseChain launches. Does that necessarily mean everything? No, it seems like some of them are getting excluded. I don't know if that is, in fact, what we're seeing right now. Again, this is a user front-end experience right now. So it's always curious to see what we got going on. Have y'all had a chance to play around with Testnet? Have y'all actually experienced swapping, providing liquidity? Have you connected your MetaMask? Do you know how to do all that? If you don't, I just recently made a whole series of videos that I'm going to be making further and further and further and educate this over and over. But I have one starting with how to connect your MetaMask. The next one, how to import tokens. The next one, how to get free test pulse right away so you can transact on this testnet with 10,000 TPLS right from the jump. So guys, if you haven't seen any of those videos, definitely go through, click my channel. If you aren't subscribed already and you like this content, then throw a subscribe my way. It means a lot. It means that you are appreciating the content, you're appreciating what we're talking about, and of course it also means that you're wanting to see a lot more of this as well. So I'm definitely excited to be bringing all of this to you. Let's see what we got going on in chat. Again, my name is Nathan, aka ATX Crypto, and I hope all of y'all are having a fantastic day, my friends and family. Crypto military vet, and a good day to you. Absolutely. Hey, what's up, Hex Squid? How are you, my friend? Listening and typing away. Get it done, ATX. Hey, let's go. Let's go, says Funkmaster Hex. Absolutely. Smash the like key or he won't come out. Yeah, I need to have a certain number of likes now before I even come on stream. I've reached that level of fame inside the ecosystem. Oh my goodness. No, I got caught up completely. I thought I would be home well before. We had a nice little party with my niece and all that good stuff, and my nieces and nephews, and oh my god, my mom and fans and sister, and like crazy. We got caught up in that whole situation, right? And of course, watching John Wick 4 was an absolute banger. What an episode and what a movie. I highly, highly, highly recommend it. So, Gloria Rafi, hello, good day to all. Cookie de Chocolata, hello, Patreon supporter right there. Much love to you, Cookie de Chocolata. If y'all are wanting to become a Patreon supporter as well, maybe even have some one-on-one consultations to go ahead and start preparing for how you are going to make it when the time comes for PulseChain actually going live, then feel free to join down below at patreon.com/ATXCrypto. More than happy to go over all of this as well. And of course, I do have two different tiers. I will show it very briefly here on screen, but I have a $5 tier, which gets you access to all spreadsheets, profit-taking spreadsheets. Of course, we talk about a whole bunch of other stuff as well. And again, I have a consultation call as well with a $55 a month. So feel free to check that out, patreon.com/ATXCrypto. More than happy to help any single one of y'all who had this coming along. Lots of little fixes on V3 coming together. Hey, yeah, exactly. The lots of little fixes are happening. I mean, so if y'all aren't already, there's a you can actually subscribe to GitLab, and maybe I should show this as well. But you can actually subscribe and sign in and actually see the activity happening within GitLab, so you get notifications anytime they come through and they actually update some stuff. So right now we have commits and that kind of stuff, and you can see real fast. Let me see if I go back. Is it the author, Block Scout? 1 second, activity. All right, here we go. 2 weeks ago, push events, merge events. Yeah, 1 year ago. Let me see here. I'm trying to remember where exactly it was because they're doing daily pushes every single day, and I get this little YouTube notification essentially saying something along this line where it says something like, branch gas estimator split, and it has SJB created a merge request number 49 right there. And then this is a whole long list that you can get mainnet soon, like 100. Like, guys, it's happening real quick. Adds a 20% buffer to the gas estimations to reduce the out of gas errors. So they're going through and they're fixing this constantly, and that's just to allow us to make it that much smoother whenever PulseChain does officially launch. So don't get left behind on this, because guys, it's coming real soon, and I'd hate to see anyone get left behind. But you can see right now we got the nice little team. Let me see if I can go back into the members. This is where I typically look to see who's got going what, and I actually go to activity, and then I actually sort it by when they first last got on. So most of these developers have been on. You have Gamma DevOps, Lucas Carlson, Brett Paulson, Richard Hart, SJB 933, 3 Commons Capital, all active as of March 24th. What a freaking honor for all of these folks. Thank you for all the work y'all are putting in to make this happen, to make it a reality, to make PulseChain here, because it is around the corner, and I can definitely smell what Richard Hart's cooking, my friends and family, because we are pushing, moving, and making this happen every single day. You got Agris on here, you got Heinz on here, the wallet guy. God, dude, these people are busy. They are freaking busy. I am a huge fan of everything they got going on right now. Much love and much support to everything they have happening. Yeah, guys, I don't know if I can say anything more on that one. But if y'all have any questions about Testnet, feel free to drop them in the chat. Let me know what's going on. We got a lot of stuff happening, of course, as well. Good morning, good morning, good morning. This morning, good morning. What's up, hexicans? Absolutely, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It's gonna be May. I got you, Funkmaster Hex. You know what's funny? That's not Backstreet Boys, is it? That was Justin Timberlake and NSYNC. Anyways, but so the funny thing is, because Justin Timberlake is always, when it comes May time, everyone sends him "It's Gonna Be May," and what's funny is in the actual song it actually says "me," but the way he says it, it comes off as May, and so everyone has now turned it into May. That shit is hilarious. And Richard Hart himself even say may be here real soon. So, I mean, if you're going in and trying to, decipher some of Richard Hart's messages, because, sometimes he'll be cryptic in the way he does it, with what he says, with what he posts, whether it be him doing the outrage marketing, for example, carrying a lot of bags and just a ton of bags in his possession, walking out. Well, that was essentially him telling people to load up your bags, folks. The end of the bear market's coming. He had this conversation with Hexologists and Crypto Coffee and forget the other person, but there was a stream where he basically said, hey, if I had to guess, I would assume the end of the bear market's probably around November, or at least 1 month from when he made that video, and that was in October. And then guess what happened? It ended up being pretty darn accurate right there as well. So you can look at a whole bunch of stuff and the way he does it, and it's pretty crazy if you actually try to break it down. But let me see right here. It's this post right here where he says, PulseChain.com testnet v3 is here. Please use it and prepare for mainnet launch. Warning, this is the final testnet, and mainnet may launch at any time. So he said that message, and of course, if you're trying to be a Richard Hart code decipher right there, we are seeing that could be in fact the case, where he tried to leave a little hint saying that we're looking at that May launch time frame type deal. And it is what it is. We're going to see how it all ends up playing out, because I'm also curious as to what is going to happen. If it is going to be May, whatever the case may be, it's around the corner, folks. Now is not the time, in my personal opinion, to be trying to be playing these games. But if you want to make sure you have some limit orders in place, this is by far some of the best times to do it. Now the price has already dipped. We've seen it go typically 3 days red, and then it starts turning green. So maybe by tomorrow we start seeing that happen. 3 days red goes green, turn 3 days red goes green, 3 days red goes green, right? We've seen this time and time again, just looking at the daily charts, where it goes 3 days red, turns green. So I don't know if we're going to go through a similar moment in time, but whoops. Let me adjust that back so it's back to where it was. But that's kind of what I'm seeing right now, because damn, if we get 3 days red, goes green. I mean, now's the time to either start setting some limit orders, maybe at 8 cents, 8.2 cents, 7.8 cents, whatever. If you think it's going to dip down a little bit lower, it could potentially even go down as low as 7 cents. I don't necessarily see that being the case, but dude, I mean, anyone can do a whole bunch of stuff. And literally, with the low liquidity that we have right now, it doesn't take a whole lot of money to be able to drop the price. Because we saw one person cash out $3 million worth and took down the price, what we see it at right now, where it went from 12 down to 6. They cashed out quite a bit, but it also got bought back up just as fast. So it's very interesting that you had someone come out, drop that much money, and actually accrue that much value out of the ecosystem. But again, it's a dangerous time, man. I personally don't want to be holding a stable coin whenever the PulseChain fork happens. I personally don't want to be holding Ethereum when the PulseChain fork happens, because those are two things that are going to probably be the most diluted. I would much rather be holding any other ERC20 token, because at least the AMM fixture bot's going to come in and provide some liquidity in the background of it. So let me know what your thoughts are on that as well. Let me know down in the chat. Let me know exactly what you got going on inside yourself and your plan. Hex was 18 cents to 30 cents when we were sacrificing for PulseX. So still so damn cheap. Facts on facts on facts. We are very, very cheap at this point in time, folks. Again, if you're just looking at it from the viewed out perspective of what we're actually seeing, I mean, if you go back and just look at this from a monthly view real quick and just see exactly what we have ahead, there's still many, many green candles ahead of us right now at this point in time. Assuming we continue down this little parallel channel, it looks like we'd be sitting somewhere in the 56 cents around July, assuming that we don't get PulseChain news or announcement anytime before then, if we keep this little parallel channel up. Because typically when this parallel channel does happen, it is very common that it actually continues. Like you can see, the little parallel channel will continue all the way up for many months. So get ready, folks, because this is definitely something that's possible, and I could see us being in that range within the next few months as well. Hex moves fast. It is a beast of an animal when it starts rallying and starts tearing through. So absolute wild, wild times. Let me see what we got going on here. Yeah, 100% though. Hex at 18 cents, 30 cents. Yeah, that's a nice profit if you're actually looking there as well, or a nice gain. We got Rich Liberation 100. What up? What up, Rich? How you doing, my friend? DJ Pollywood, what's happening, my friend? We got DJ Pollywood up in the house doing that DJ mix. Cookie de Chocolata, thank you. Hello, SJ or SC. How are you doing? Hey, everyone. Debbie G, there's another Patreon supporter. Much love as well to that Patreon supporter right there. Hello there. Hope everyone is all well. Brasology, what up, fam? Can you tell us why lots of them are selling Hex when mainnet is just around the corner? Because, guys, you got to understand that they're seeing it from their perspective right now, and their perspective is basically telling them that we are not close to mainnet launching, based on some of the issues that have happened, whether it be transactions failing, whether it be the time of how long it actually takes for everything to get done. Because if you haven't had a chance to mess with PulseChain Testnet at this point in time, and you go on in here, you can see that it's still missing some stuff, right? Let me refresh just to make sure. But we're still missing like the buy and burn. We're still missing, that was a whole section right here that we previously had. We're still missing liquidity providing. There still is no bridge to actually see everything happening, which I'm a little bit surprised that Pulse Ramp has not fixed that at this point in time. I know it's, them doing their thing, but Pulse Ramp is basically probably what we're going to be using. So maybe they're trying to find a way now to make a bridge. There's a lot of things that are the unknowns. It's FUD. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. That alone causes people to sell, right? Those are the main things. When you start seeing the price do this kind of stuff, people either try to sell because they think that it's not happening right now. They want to collect out on the profit. Like if you were somewhere around 12 cents and you start seeing it dip and you see it go from 11 cents to 10 cents, well, some people start selling at that point in time because they're like, I want to retain profit. So they sell. And they hold USDC, and they'll just keep on. They aren't guys. You got to understand. Not everyone in this game ecosystem that we're in right now is a long-term vision. They do not have a long-term vision. All they have is a trader mentality. And right now, it's buy the rumor, sell the news. We saw the V3 release come out. We got a 20% pump. That was a lot less than I even expected. I was expecting somewhere at least a 2x pump. So quite surprised it was only 20%. And because it was almost so little that, you had some people think, well, shit, I'm just going to take profit now. And they continue to take profit. And that's kind of what ended up happening over and over and over again. We may be ready for launch already. Cookie de Chocolata is 100% accurate right there, folks. Everything that you're seeing right now on this front end is just what we see on the front end, okay? The front end can be changed up within seconds. I mean, heck, y'all saw the website for go.hex.com where it no longer, or hex.com where it no longer says stake, it says mint, right? So if you go to hex.com right now, for example, this is all front end stuff. Hex mining averages, the mine, this used to say stake. This is all front end stuff that just appears. The underlying function of the actual code is what matters. And at this point in time, that stuff is probably ready to go. So I 100% agree with that, saying that we are probably likely to maybe launch very, very soon. Let me see real fast. There was something I wanted to talk on. And it actually had to do with almost revoke.cash. And remind me again, Cookie de Chocolata, what we had talked about. I want to go over that as well. So revoke.cash actually came through, and now they are going to be on. They are going to be on PulseChain. That's going to allow us to also use that same information. So folks, I want to give a quick example on how this works. If you are not familiar and why this is beneficial to you, this is where it actually comes out and what actually matters. So if you haven't done this before, when you authorize tokens to spend your money, or you authorize a decentralized application to spend your funds, to transact on the network, you also give it permissions, and it's not good to always have those permissions open unended for a forever period of time. So if you come to more and token approvals right here, you actually see that you get a whole bunch of information here. Now, if you want to see what you've connected for before, you definitely can. Thank you, Daniel Liu. Much love to the subscriber right there. If you want to see the actual information of what you can remove for revoking, I'm just going to use a random address for now and just kind of showcase something real fast, okay? So, whoops, let me actually pull that one up, because I'd actually used that one, for example, the other day. So, if I pull this up and just copy in the address, this could be your own personal address. You don't have to go through and necessarily connect to Web3 if you just want to see what tokens you've approved in the past. But if you do want to revoke the transactions, you will need to connect to Web3, which is just your MetaMask, or you will need to connect your wallet. So if I just paste in the address right here, look how many addresses this person has approved. Now, granted, it's all for Hex, right? They've given unlimited amount to spend Hex and MetaMask. They've given unlimited amount for stake instances. They've given unlimited amount in Uniswap, in Loopring, and even only 16,000 in 1inch. So if any of these websites, for example, was to be compromised, we'll just say Uniswap, and I don't see this being a thing for Uniswap because they've just been so good. But if they were to ever get compromised, they still have access to go unlimited funds. So if someone was to get compromised, you have unlimited funds, they can connect your account and basically spend all of your money. You can go in and revoke it, but you do need to you do need to actually connect your own personal wallet to make this happen. So that's just a quick example of what it is. Let me see if I can find someone else, maybe someone who does a little bit more trading. Let's look at someone who's recently selling, because I imagine they probably transact a lot more than just what we're seeing now. So we have this particular entity who's done 500,000 hex, because that's a trader in my opinion. So we're going to see here 500,000 hex was just sold, $42,000 worth, ACB or AC8 BB1. So opening it up, they're currently holding 149,000. They got it mostly in USDC. This is a person who just recently sold quite a bit out of the Hex contract, and again took some profits, and it's smart to take profits. So it's always wise. They ended up moving Uniswap out as well, and ended up doing some other stuff, maybe providing liquidity. But anyways, we want to go ahead and just check out right here what permissions these folks have given. So You can see this is on, yeah, they've only allowed 26. So they've done a really good job revoking as well. If that's pretty incredible. Most people do not. It'll be a whole long list. So you can actually come on in here. What's up, Crypto Elite? How are you doing? Hi, Pretty. Hello, hello, hello. What's up, what's up, what's up? So you can see right here, these people have also given unlimited amount to spend USDC. So should these compromise like 0x Exchange or Uniswap or anything like that, 1inch the aggregator, any of these, if they get compromised, you've given them full access to spend your money. So it's pretty interesting the fact that they have only allowed those and they remove all the other ones. That's actually very interesting. But that is what you want to see. You want to go and do this yourself. What have you given access to? And if you need to, you can connect. So this is basically saying they currently have $143,000 in 2 NFT approvals at risk because they have unlimited spending for USDC on this website, unlimited spending for USDC on this website, this website, this website. So that's 143,000 of USDC that they have. The ERC 721s that they have is also right here too. So these are possible NFTs that they could end up having at risk, right? Because these are rareable. So they would want to come on in here and you would need to connect at this point in time. If you do want to revoke it, you need to show that you have ownership of the wallet. So you would click connect at that point in time, use MetaMask, wallet connect, whatever whatever the system is, and then you can actually say connected. If this is my wallet, it would turn into a blue icon, a darker blue icon where I can click revoke and then go through, pay the gas fees. If you are going to revoke, by the way, be mindful of what the GUI is. Right now, GUI is actually relatively inexpensive. Anywhere between less than 20 GUI, I think, is relatively inexpensive, unfortunately. It kind of sucks to say that. It used to be 8 to 12 GUI, and now, with all of the new NFT projects always getting launched, with all of the everything else happening, ZK Sync, Blur.io, all of these things that are happening, they're causing the gas fees to go up quite a bit. So I'd say anywhere between less than 20, right? Looking between 12 and 15 GUI. If you get it within that range, you're just going to spend less because you have to pay gas to revoke the permission. And I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes a little bit more sense for a few other people who may not fully understood or fully understand all of that as well. But revoke.cash is the same exact thing, okay? So revoke.cash allows a similar thing here where you can see these folks have allowed a whole bunch of approvals during unlimited approvals, and you would want to come in here and revoke all of these as well, okay? Pulse Dogecoin, right? NFTs here. So revoke.cash, freaking money, and the fact that it's going to be available when the time comes for PulseChain, oh, fucking love it. I absolutely love that. Love that, love that. All right. Here's a question right here. If we use, whoops, let me pull that up again. Cryptorama says, if we use Ledger, then won't they need our approval on Ledger before they can take our funds, even if the unlimited access is there? So, yeah, that is one of the steps, right? You have to approve it. Like, for example, if you have a little Treasure wallet or Ledger wallet or something like that, you have to essentially confirm transactions to have it happen. I'm sure that is one of the benefits. It all depends on, is your wallet connected? Did you connect? So sometimes people misunderstand how to do the seed words, and they'll type in those 24-word seed characters inside MetaMask, right? And in that instance, that actually could be checked as a keylogger in that moment in time. And even with this and everything done, if they have access to your seed words, it doesn't matter because then they can just type in those seed words and that gives them access. So yes and no, it allows an extra level of security. But if, for example, you ever actually type in your seed phrase somewhere like MetaMask or some other sort of wallet that you have because you don't fully understand that was only supposed to be a dummy wallet and it's just used to interact as a middleman, if you will, between the connection of the website to your actual hardware wallet, then yeah, if you type in the 24-word seed words, which is kind of unfortunately for folks, for example, for folks who are using Staker app, if you want to go through and claim Hedron, and if you want to go through and claim free airdrops for example, like the weight token or, any of the other airdrops that are being given out, then in that example, you kind of unfortunately need to get the 24 words into MetaMask, right? And so it just depends on how that all ends up working, because you have to type it in there and then you have to access the Gnosis safe. And so I'm really hoping that V2 stake wrap comes out very soon, and it just allows a lot more interaction and customization, because it's not the way you have to do it now kind of gives up some of the security as to why it's there in the first place. So it also means that sometimes if you don't want to do any of that other stuff, that you can't claim your Hedron and you can't claim your free airdrop. So it kind of stinks, and hopefully V2 stake wrap makes a lot more sense as well. I'm here for the giveaway. Oh, Collins Crypto, good alpha today. Much love on that one as well. It makes a lot of sense, clear as water. Yeah. So revoke.cash, fire. Etherscan.io is another way of also revoking it for token approvals. You can still see it's in beta right now, so they will improve that as time goes. But like right now, for example, Gwei is down to 15, or was a second ago, right? It constantly fluctuates, so it just really depends. But it's something you want to be paying attention to. If you start seeing Gwei start run up to 30, 40, 50, 60 Gwei, then just wait to transact, to revoke, to do the transaction that you're looking for, because then you're just paying extra fee that you don't need to, right? So hopefully that makes more sense. All right. Let's see what's going on. Clifton, how are you doing? Good day to all ATXicans. Happy to be live with the fam. Hello, Clifton. Much love to you. Much love to all the support you have and all the support you share. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, Mr. Clifton. Crypto Elite says, talk to me about what you think about Parity, give alpha. Yeah, so Parity's, I've said this before, but Parity is extremely difficult, guys. Like, it takes so much into it. So look, starting off with this, first of all, great question. Let me just say that. So starting off with what we're seeing, when it comes to liquidity, there are 4 different pairs of liquidity within Hex. There's the Uniswap, there's the Hex USDC pair, 0.3 and 1%, and then there's the Hex Wrapped Ethereum pair, 0.3 and 1%, okay? Now, out of all of those, it can be a little bit of a pain, if you ask me, to match all of that up to keep perfect parity. Now, if you're talking in a simple example of saying, is there a chance that they pass each other and reach a certain point in time, and then one goes above and one goes below? Sure, I don't consider that to be parity though, right? Parity is saying we're having the same price over here as it is over here. So I'm not saying the parity in the sense of $1 and then 1.70 cents and 1.30 cents. That's not parity in my opinion. Parity is saying one's at 30 cents, the other's at 30 cents. In order to maintain that ratio, you would have to provide so much liquidity, constantly fluctuating in and out of all the 4 pairs in order to maintain this ratio. Why would anyone want to go through and do that? That is something that sounds like past a full-time job. That is way beyond a full-time job. The AMM fixer bot's only going to come in and provide the liquidity ratios when it first launches, but it's not going to constantly maintain that ratio throughout its entire existence, okay? So like to see this right here, for example, you have Hex versus Wrapped Ethereum. They would have to match all of this over here over on the PulseChain side. And again, granted, some of this is getting pulled, right? But some of this is on Uniswap v3. And currently, some of that is only single-sided liquidity. And that is not going to get pulled. We're just pulling the Uniswap v2 from my understanding. So it's going to see what's paired together one for one, because that is a true, if you have $100 on one side, you have to have $100 on the other side. That's what Uniswap v2 liquidity pairing looks like. When it comes to the actual ratios over here, you would have to essentially have all of this set for everything to be totally locked, 3.85 million locked between this pair. Then you have to come into Hex USDC pair and match 49.2 million. And even then, depending upon where you set all of these ratios and liquidity, all of that fluctuates. Everything everything would have to meet perfect parity. And that's just impossible to do. So the idea that we would have someone go through and try to make this their full-time job would seem ridiculous. It seems almost absurd, if you ask me, that someone could think that we're going to have a one-for-one parity point in time where 10-cent hex over here, 10-cent hex over here, and they just pair together. Yes, there is such a thing as Hart's Law. He talks about it. Things that are bonded together move together. But that is completely different between saying parity. Okay, parity is, again, saying 30 cents here, 30 cents here. That's parity. Things that are bonded together will move together. So when one goes up, the other will go up. That's not parity, right? That's just saying that's just how bonding liquidity works, right? That's why when you see the US dollar go down, for example, hex will go up because that's just something the way the bonding works. But there's so much to it, but I cannot see a world where someone would want to go through, and this is on just 4 pairs, folks. Like, what happens when you start mixing up other pairs, right? What happens when you have hexhedron, for example, right? And I don't think this is a pair I can find right here, but what happens when you start finding these sort of pairs where you start getting hexhedron pair? You're going to have some liquidity provided here, and that's going to have to be done because this is also a pair together. So we just talked about the 4 pairs, but there's so many freaking pairs, and liquidity is so important when it comes to pricing. So if one of them doesn't have as much liquidity, we already know what that means. It means the price is going to be more volatile to the upside and to the downside. When the price has more liquidity inside it, the price is going to become more stable. It's going to become more flat, right? That's why, like, for instance, Bitcoin, you don't see these massive moves anymore because there's so much liquidity inside Bitcoin that it just doesn't move like it once did. You have to put in so much dollar value for it to even show up as an impact on the price. Well, with Hex, you can put in $1 million or you can dump $1 million and you can see an actual impact on the price. People are going to be buying and selling differently on both sides. People are going to be buying Hex and selling Hex over here on both sides. It's going to be an absolute it's going to be an absolute chaos show. If you have someone like, for example, Hex on Ethereum go and do a 20x, Hex on PulseChain go and do a 50x, people are probably going to end up selling a whole lot more on PulseChain than they would on Ethereum. And then they take out a whole bunch of profit over here. And when someone dumps that amount of money and pulls it out versus the market and does a market sell, which a lot of folks will tend to do, which is why we see the price do stuff like this, red candles. This is someone selling on the market, basically. This is market sells. There's like, boo, doo, 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 doo. That's a market sell. They're not providing liquidity. They're not doing anything like that. That's just a market sell. So you would have to have someone basically trying to make sure the ratios constantly stay the same through the entire time. Parity just doesn't seem like it would work. Hopefully that makes sense, and hopefully that explains my view of why I think what I think. Because, yeah, I just don't see that being the case. But again, hopefully that makes a little bit of sense as to why you would end up doing it. Cool. Let's see what's up. Yeah, please deploy the likes. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Give that like you a little tappy tap. A little tap. Just tap it in. Just tap it in. Perhaps not parity, but let's say 1 cent EHEX to 10 cent PHEX. That's $1. Then EHEX is 10 cents. I was saying that's not... I don't call that parity. I guess my definition of parity is different than yours, but my definition of parity, and I said it before, is it's a match. It's not... Parity means they are the exact same on the other side. To say it's $1, it's like it's not going to be moving during this 1 to 10 ratio during the entire time. The same thing stands. Liquidity provided. People are going to sell differently. People are going to buy differently. People are going to be doing a whole bunch of stuff differently. The liquidity on one side will be completely different than liquidity on the other side. Parity is a nonsensical thing that we have in our ecosystem. When Hex is on PulseChain, it's going to do its own thing. Why would you not want to just let it be and just let it grow organically? People are going to provide liquidity and make money yield farming that way. People are going to provide liquidity on the Ethereum side and make money that way. They're like, why would you not want to just let it grow organically instead of trying to control. Like that, the fact that you would even want to control seems like such a job in and of itself that I just don't see anybody doing that. Big GZ, what up with it? Yeah, Hex is sitting at 8.3 cents. 8 cents? Yeah, so guys, if you had set in a limit order already at 8.2 cents, you would have gotten that filled. Maybe we're going to see 7.9. But if y'all don't set limit orders to scoop up these additional prices, this is a phenomenal opportunity to just say, I'm not trying to just buy because the dip's going to happen. I'm having a set plan in place because proper preparation prevents poor performance. I'm having a set plan in place that says, here's exactly what I'm going to do. Here's my plan, and here's exactly how it happens, okay? So that is, yeah, if you're setting some limit orders right here, scoop up that Hex, baby. Scoop it up. The OA has enough liquidity and it will get free fees. It doesn't take any effort. It does take a lot of effort, Crypto Elite. It does. You have to match liquidity. It's not just a full liquidity range, right? We're going to have to match liquidity because Uniswap v3 license becomes available April 1st. So it's not just saying here's one side and here's the other side paired together. Now we have liquidity. There's so many different tokens that are coming up with liquidity now for Hex versus Maxi, Hex versus Hedron, Hex versus USDC, Hex versus Wrapped Ethereum. There's so like why would anyone want to do that? That's silly. That's silly. The OA is that. Why would you want to do that? Right? The idea of the OA is to actually be diluted, which is why they don't stake. They want to be diluted, right? They want to be diluted so that way eventually the control of this magical OA is gone. This 90% OA is going down slowly. It's going to be 88%, 85%, 80% because the people who are staking are earning the rewards and actually outpacing the dilution of the OA because they're not staked. So why would they want to provide liquidity? It just, again, it doesn't make sense. Personally, that's my thoughts, Crypto Elite. Thank you for what you do from OG Day 1 Hexy. Hex Freedom, much love on that. Thank you for the comment on that. It even removes supply. Show the like button some love and tickle it. Just USDC DAI is not, which keeps Hex very volatile. EHEX, PHEX, Parity with 4 billion is enough to bond it, and nobody will be able to remove since nobody has that much, for example. I guess we'll see. Parity, yeah, parity may happen for a moment. I'm not saying they won't reach the same price at some point, but I'm saying that they won't be bonded that heavily together. I just don't see that being the case. Maybe if they do in the beginning, cool, and then eventually they just pull their liquidity after a certain period of time because it's organic at that point in time and people can provide liquidity, but I don't see it maintaining a certain ratio of parity for its entire existence. Let me just say that. Parity may happen momentarily from time to time. I think people mistake bonding for parity, for sure. I don't think he will do that. He will have to do the Hex 1. He does it for Hex. If he doesn't, Hex will not be so strong, so he really has no choice to do so. Indeed, it really is easy to do. Yes, Hex will still move. Just the USDC Hex pair will stay low, which means Hex will still move fast. Agreed. ATX, I believe I can learn you a lot of liquidity, bro. I'm happy to learn. Teach. Do you think the price of Hex will reach 20 cents before the final mainnet launch? I could definitely see it reaching 20 cents. You don't understand. Exchanges pair everything versus BTC, so all the alts can't overperform too much versus BTC. Why do you think these DEX coins do so much X's versus exchange coins? People need to unlearn. Do you understand why DEXs are a treat to exchanges? For sure. The play to me is that the ETH side can be used as a exit liquidity from Pulse side, I think. Certain assets like Hex, Icosa, Hedron are a hold on the ETH side and a sell on the PLS side. It's all, I mean, or vice versa. That's funny. It's a lot. It's always a lot, right? Give me 1 second, folks. I actually have to go run and do something real fast. I have to go do a little pup swap. I'm going to do a little BRB scene. Come right back here in about 3 minutes, hopefully. Enjoy the song.
All right. I'm a hexican, gonna flex again. All right. Here we go again one more time. All right. I'm a hexican, gonna flex again. PulseChain,
on the blockchain.
Live.
On the blockchain.
Base God, I wanna know what's going on with your boy Richard Hart, man.
This Hex Cipher, Hex, outrageous marketing. I'm not hating, I'm appreciating.
Hoping to the right, damn right, all time high. Looking to the right, haters falling to the wayside. Looking to the left, none left, cause they all left. Looking for the best where you found HEX. PulseChain, yeah, we up next, and we got our own exchange. Impulse XX, already to the 10,000 X. Can't stop till the hater city, ain't no contest. HEX, big crypto king. PulseChain, PulseX, that's a crypto team. Or H live stream, lot of crypto bling. All the hexicans living a crypto dream. Ball in a bull, I'm a bull in a bear. They tried to call us a scam of the year. They feeling pain while we making it rain. We've been running the game, and they cannot compare.
PulseChain, my flex begins. Reppin' Ross with diamond friends. Well tails and not for sale. Till I'm pale, I'm hexican. Front not back, you owe me. Cronies off your homies. Puzzle piece for piece, I might.
For giggles, kill on sight.
Yeah, we got your back, not scared to choose the things we ought to prove. Guardians of scripted truth, walk you down, out faking views. Richest hidden, don't confuse, a way to flex so smooth. Hosts making X's fools, free Ross, Hex IQ.
I'm a hexican, vortex again, I look like a tickle.
And I'm back. All right. Yeah, nice music, ATX. Yeah, for sure. That was actually, that's a fire song, by the way. I'm a Hexican by the Cypher. Yeah, Hex Cypher. Man, fire, fire, fire. It's actually one of the dudes who got me in as well. Dr. Giggles, you know. So, anyways, a lot of fun on this one. But, guys, I definitely think there is some, it makes some sense as to there being a possibility that the OA could do something like pairing and setting and all of that good stuff. And once things are set at a certain ratio, it'd be tough to undo that particular ratio as well. So I can see what you're saying. Whoops. Yeah, I thought I was muted that whole time. Here we go. So let's exactly see what we got going on real fast. Hey, much love, Westcott Crypto. My guy is live. Yeah, and what's funny is I actually have it going on Twitter, and I want to say there's probably more people watching there, which is cool. Kind of interesting to see how it all plays out. It's always interesting to see all of this, guys. It's a lot of fun either way. This is an absolute massive time to be here. We are freaking blessed to even have this opportunity, to even be making this happen. So yeah, I'm definitely super, super excited for what we got going on here in the very near future. When it comes to PulseChain, again, there are going to be a few tips. Yeah, so interesting. Scan complete. I wonder what this exactly is. Maybe y'all can let me know, because I haven't had a chance to really go through and check this one out. But essentially it says scan for your PulseChain tokens, right? So if you already know what this is, that would be cool to give me a little idea as well as to what it may end up being. Because once again, yeah, kind of interesting the fact that it's here, and definitely interesting as to what we got going. Cool. Yeah, Gway's moving on back up again. Moving on up. Doop, doop, doop. Oh, man, about to start singing some grease in this sucker. All right, y'all got any questions for me while you got me? Got any questions that you need some assistance with? Right, the whales are going to make this, or the whales are going to set the market initially, right? Like I said, the AMM bot's going to do the initial fix. Like, long before we even get a chance to even know mainnet's live, the AMM bot's going to do its thing, and it's going to set all the ratios right away. And typically when ratios get set, it can be hard to undo that ratio setting, right? And so if you set it at a ridiculous price right away, for example, say you set Hex starting at $100 per token per USDC, then it's going to have this 99.99% sell pressure where it's just going to drop down to, 10 cents again. And a whole bunch of people are going to be able to make a whole bunch of money off that, or at least the people who made it. And so it's just one of those things. I don't see that being the thing to go through and set the ratios and all that stuff. Man, we'll see. Only time will tell. But yeah, I mean, Wells can come in and definitely start setting ratios real fast. What's up, Crypto Military Vet? Simplify, my friend. Yeah, Wells can come in and just start setting stuff right away. I mean, just look at where the liquidity sits right now. People already have liquidity all the way out to 25 cents over here. And let me zoom out just a little smidge. Looks like we had the person remove liquidity around the 50 cent mark. There was quite a bit of liquidity all the way out here at the 50-cent mark. They have removed it, and now it looks like we have quite a bit of liquidity, or at least sell liquidity. This is basically, again, saying people are saying, hey, come give me your USDC and I will sell you my hex, but I won't sell it until it reaches 24 cents. So this is what that means right here. And we have quite a bit of a essential sell wall, if you will, right? These are all people selling here, providing liquidity, earning fees during this range as well. A nice little sell wall, essentially all the way up to about 20 cents, 22 cents right here, 21 right here. And then you kind of get nothing again. But everyone has basically moved their liquidity already. Whether it be they're trying to remove it because when PulseChain launches, this liquidity will basically be worth nothing over there on the other side, which is kind of what I ended up doing. I pulled the liquidity. I didn't really care to be messing with it during this time, because if PulseChain does launch, I'd much rather have everything in ERC20 tokens than Ethereum or USDC. And I've said this before. So you definitely have people still providing liquidity all within this range. And again, we're going to have a lot of sell essentially all the way up to, once again, 10 cents. And then we get a slight little dip all the way down to about 12 cents, right? And so we're going to have to push through all this before we start pushing onwards and upwards to 20 cents. When we start pushing through that, then we can start seeing people start moving liquidity, right? But as long as the price is remaining here, people will probably even pull liquidity over here and move it over here because they want to earn some fees. So people are always looking to make money while they can. We've talked about it here using Uniswap.fish for an example of what it could actually end up looking like overall for what these look like on Ethereum, right? For Hex USDC, this is kind of where the wall is sitting right now. And a lot of folks, let me switch this up. A lot of folks are actually using this as a moment in time to say, I'm going to keep my liquidity up to about 15 cents. And I'm going to move this up to about, 7 cents. And then they use this time to just make fees during this time. Anytime Hex is traded here, they're making roughly about 5,700 APR. And again, this fluctuates every single time depending upon where the price actually ends up being. The more liquidity that's provided in that range, the less fees that you're going to make. So people are playing all of this every single day, right? Cookie to Chocolate says, the person who offered so much liquidity at 50 cents was watching your channel the other day, changed his mind and pulled it out. Yeah, I don't think holding liquidity right now is the best play. At least not right now. Like, guys, we don't know when PulseChain's gonna launch, and I would rather assume it's gonna happen sooner rather than later. People who are selling Hex right now are essentially assuming it's gonna happen later rather than sooner, and so they think they either have time to make these plays and all that good stuff. So I could see it from both perspectives. People, you got to make that decision for yourself. The way I viewed it was, I was like, why would I want to take the risk? Let me get rid of the LP. Let me get rid of USDC. Let me hold my ERC20 tokens. Put it in the put it into Hedron and start earning some fees on Hedron, right? You can start doing a whole bunch of stuff other than holding stable coins and providing liquidity in Ethereum. I think those three things probably are going to be what you are going to miss out on quite a bit when the time comes for PulseChain to launch. So I could easily see PulseChain launching, and again, all the people who are providing fees right now are essentially getting diluted quite a bit, because the AMM fixer bot is going to do their thing. It's going to get copied. The LP token will get copied, but if USDC doesn't hold any value, then it's kind of a useless token, right? You're going to be stuck holding one token. It's just, I'm not a fan of doing it right now. Let me just say that. Let me just leave it there. So, what we got going on, folks? What y'all doing? What's happening? How's y'all's weekend looking? Are y'all gonna go see John Wick 4? That was an epic movie, by the way. Big fan of it as well. Are y'all gonna go see John Wick 4, or are you just gonna go chill? Are you relaxing? Are you putting forth a plan right now for when PulseChain launches? Are you learning and you playing with Testnet? Have you tried learning and doing some yield farming? Have you tried learning how to become an LP in that regard? Like, what have you done at this point in time to make sure that we are gonna be very prepared for when PulseChain launches? There is a lot of stuff that we can do right now as this happens, and of course, each day that passes, we're that much closer to PulseChain, folks. we're that much closer. Every single day that passes, we're that much closer. So when does the test bridge come over to testnet v3? What a phenomenal question. I'm wondering the exact same question because you can see it over here. PulseRamp.com is the website which will be the PulseChain bridge. And unfortunately, they're still using the Rinkeby testnet. And this testnet is not working. They have removed this testnet from Ethereum. They need to switch this over to Gorelli. And until they do, the bridge will not exist. So I'm wondering if either the creators of this PulseRamp token or chain are working on getting that fixed. I would once again believe it to be a fairly easy fix, being that Gorelli is already a thing for testnet Ethereum, and like it's shocking the fact that it hasn't released yet, right? You can go to chainlist.org and you can see that, say for example, we just want to look at Ethereum. Whoops. Oh my goodness, it's slow on this website when I click it. Cool. This is that like we have such a short-term memory on this one sometimes. Ethereum. So these are going to be some of the test nets that you can have right now. Not test nets. These are some of the networks that are happening right now. We're just going to assume. And yeah, it doesn't list the testnet here, but Gorelli is the actual one for Ethereum. So I'm surprised that it doesn't pop up. This website can be a little bit annoying sometimes, chainlist.org, but it is there for people to just view. PulseChain is in fact here. And again, I checked this out the other day. But I don't remember how I necessarily looked at it because again, this website just goes so slow. I don't have patience for this, man. I like whenever I click something, I want it to work right away. I don't like the fact that when you click it, you wonder if it actually, yeah, you see that? I've already done other stuff. I've already moved on. I'm already doing other things. So we got PulseChain all right here. You got testnet v3 already showing up. So it does already list all this, and this is 942. It gives you all of the information. TPLS, if you want to go through and add it. When PulseChain mainnet goes live, this will be the chain ID 369. Like, it's already got it ready to go for the most part. We just need to make it happen. My goodness, this freaking website is so slow. I finished typing like a minute ago. But you do have other test nets as well for Ethereum. So that way y'all have an idea. See, did that not even load? You will have other test nets for Ethereum. It's a Gorelli network. And again, I don't know why they don't have it up right now. It makes me a little bit concerned. There was something I saw right here. Pulse Bridge coins. I believe it's probably just using the ads. Pulse Ramp. Yeah. So it's using the same website, right? Because that's what it's been for the testnet when we had it before. Rinkeby went down months ago, and they still never updated it, which was a little bit shocking, but we knew V3 was coming out, so I wasn't too surprised. Richard Hart said that we would have bridge possibly within 24 to 48 hours. I'm assuming he was also thinking that they were going to work on Pulse Ramp, and they didn't. So yeah, unless someone else builds another bridge, we may not have a bridge. So these are all FUD. This is all FUD, right? This is that buy the rumor, sell the news event type deal. Clifton Lewis says, so that's a nice sign tell. That's a nice tell sign that we are closer to launch when that data comes in. Yeah, for sure. Well, the bridge is going to be nice just to give us some value, you know what I mean? But then it's going to be a whole thing because you have to go there's a faucet that you have to connect for Ethereum as well because it's a test network on Ethereum. They don't allow you to connect your actual Ethereum to a test net. So it's a test network over here. It'll be a test network on PulseChain. And what eventually happens is these two networks need to basically talk with each other. And the Gorelli network, I believe, is already a thing, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just take a little gander real fast. Gorelli testnet. Yeah, it's already a thing. Whoops. Gorelli testnet. Yeah, it's right there. So this is going to be the main website when it comes out. Oops, I can't really see. You can't really see it, but it'll be Gorelli testnet right here, and you'll be able to connect it. You can come in and get beacon chain and all that good stuff. So they have all this done I don't know why it's not a part of Pulse Ramp already at this point in time, but you can also get yourself some faucets. So you can come in here, type in Gorelli Testnet faucet. There's already a Gorelli faucet as well. You would go through, connect your website or connect your wallet, send me the Ethereum. Oh, dude, I hate these. I hate these particular ones because I see the crosswalk right there and it's going to tell me I'm wrong. Hey, it got me right. So I would type in the address. Let me just copy paste for S's and G's because I just want to have it ready to go right away for whenever it decides to come. Can I not do it? To stop spam attacks, Alchemy accounts are temporarily suspended. Okay, cool. Did you not get me as a person? I want to get my free testnet. I want this. Give it to me. Give it to me. Yeah, it's not giving it to me. So interesting. Wonder if that's why they're not doing it, because this network isn't allowing people to get free testing. I don't know. Again, I haven't messed with this too much. I just kind of gander at it whenever I see it, kind of poking around. I'll just check it out occasionally. But yeah, I believe you can add Gorelli from MetaMask. Yeah, you can, for sure. That's what I'm saying. And that's what's crazy. You can already do it right now. The Gorelli POW faucet is better. Okay, cool. So maybe that's what I need to type in. Gorelli POW faucet. And there we go. Gorelli faucet, POW. Paste in my address. I'm not a robot. Bike. And start. Session closed due to restrictions. You're connecting from a proxy IP range. Well, of course I am, man. Of course I am. Gotta be on that VPN, sucker. Well, damn it. Well, it won't let me connect it while I'm on VPN. That's silly. Probably because they don't want people to just do what we do on free PulseChain. And I bet your free PulseChain or freepulse.io is probably going to run something similar. I don't know if they will. But right now you can essentially just keep on claiming 10,000 free TPLS. And maybe whenever this actually goes live, 10,000 PLS just by going in here and just changing, basically resetting everything, right? I can literally wipe all this and change the address. So let me just, I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about, and maybe they'll fix it. So maybe I shouldn't show you. I don't know. But I'm going to create a different account and just say create. I'm going to come in here, just do a full wipe real fast, just so that way, again, no, definitely not. Where are the settings? Browser, enable in settings, clear. Cool. So then I can come on here, clear everything all time. Yep, clear data. I go back in, I close this one, and then I just reopen up freepulse.io. And essentially, it goes through, it does this nice little color graphic thing, and it says, hey, this is so beautiful, right? And I think I've already claimed it from my IP address on this particular one. So let's see if it works, because I don't think it will. But you go in, you say you sign. Yeah, I've already claimed it from this IP address. I need to go in and change my IP address, but you can come in here and claim 10,000 every single time just by changing stuff real fast. And I don't know if they're going to allow that or not. So it's kind of curious to see how it's all going to end up working out in the end. How we're all going to see this go through and go down. But yeah, Hex Squid, appreciate the insight on that one as well. Maybe I'll have it because again, like, you just want stuff to be ready, and if you can start transacting right away and just have the particular GUI that you need or gas fees that you need in order to bridge stuff over, then maybe it's good to have it already. So maybe I'll check out that as well. Maybe we'll look at that. But hopefully that answered some of y'all's questions. Today has been a crazy freaking busy day. It was an absolute fun time though. I had so much fun, checking out the movies, celebrating the niece's birthday, seeing the fam. Now we're actually going to go and go to the park. And so it's just an absolute beautiful day. I hope all of y'all have an absolute wonderful weekend yourself. I will be on tomorrow for more or less a hangout session. So let's just see what we got coming on, come up with the questions right now, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Peace.